You may have heard of the 8 planets that are in our solar system. But what is an exoplanet? In the same way that the planets in our solar system orbit around the Sun, planets that orbit around other stars are called exoplanets. Given that stars are very bright, it is incredibly difficult to observe exoplanets directly. Therefore, astronomers use various methods to circumvent the difficulties of direct observation. The radial velocity method watches for stars that wobble in space. This wobbling is caused by an orbiting planet. Changes in the color of the light of the star allows astronomers a glimpse into this alien planetary system. The radial velocity method was one of the first successful ways to find exoplanets and continues to be one of the most productive methods. Often, this method will be used to confirm planets found with other methods, an extra step that can prove a planet exists. So far, 821 planets have been discovered using this method. The astrometry method watches for the minuscule movements of a wobbling star relative to the other stars nearby. Stars wobble such a minute distance that it's very difficult to accurately detect the wobble from planets, especially small ones the size of Earth. In order to track the movement of these stars, scientists take a series of images of a star and some of the other stars that are near it in the sky. In each picture, they compare the distances between these reference stars and the star they're checking for exoplanets. Astrometry requires extremely precise optics and is especially hard to do from the Earth's surface because our atmosphere distorts and bends light. So far, only one exoplanet has been discovered using this method. A method of direct imaging called coronagraphy uses a device inside a telescope to block light from a star before it reaches the telescope's detector. Coronagraphs are built as internal add-ons to telescopes and are now being used to directly image exoplanets from ground-based observatories. Once the glare of the star is reduced, they can get a better look at objects around the star that might be exoplanets. Future direct imaging instruments might be able to take photos of exoplanets that would allow us to identify atmospheric patterns, oceans, and land masses. So far, 51 exoplanets have been discovered using this method. The transit method is another indirect method of detecting exoplanets. When a planet passes directly between its star and an observer, it dims the star's light by a measurable amount. The transit method is a popular method for detecting exoplanets, given that it can provide a treasure trove of information. It can tell us about the composition of a planet's atmosphere or its temperature. So far, 3,275 exoplanets have been discovered using the transit method. The transit method continues to be the favored method among astronomers, given that it can provide more information than other methods. Now that you know what an exoplanet is and how they are discovered, you might be thinking, why search for exoplanets? What's the purpose? Much in the way seeing skies of a foreign land can make us feel like citizens of the world, coming to know these alien worlds will usher us in as citizens of the universe. As the late Carl Sagan once said, exploration is in our nature. We began as wanderers, and we are wanderers still. We have lingered long enough on the shores of the cosmic ocean, and we are ready to set sail for the stars.